F5? Anyone aware about?
F5 is a load balancer, kind of for balancing the load on the website and host the
Okay.
application to transfer the traffic on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other?
It's a well-known vendor for application security. So that is what I understand from F5 perspective. And F5 is mainly into security. So like application availability, then even it is a part of web solution as well. And they are F5 LTM, ZTM, then ASM solution as well. So they are into the leaders magic quadrant for in terms of load balancing as well.
Okay, okay, correct. So F5 is not a load balancer, it's a kind of application delivery controller vendor. It's a company. Okay. So F5 is not itself a load balancer. F5 is a company, and big IP is their platform. Within a big IP, there are different module. One module is LTM, local traffic manager, and that is load balancer. So why Balakrishna? What is difference between LTM and GTM? Bala, are you on the call? Yeah, yeah, you are on call. Shomo, what is difference between LTM and GTM?
Yeah, LTM is used for local traffic management. It's
Mm.
sharing the loads in a locally hosted server, website, something. And
Mm-hmm.
GTM is used for globally, like clouds, where we have to share the loads. There we will use. Like
Okay, okay, yeah, correct.
So it's something like GSLP, right? Gateway Server Load Balancing, like something. No,
Yeah,
no, no,
GTM
no.
is yeah, correct. GTM is mainly for the
Global traffic
to the
management.
global traffic between the data center, and LTM is mainly for the local traffic manager where our F5 devices and backend server are both are in same data center. Okay, that is LTM. Why my server is not getting a start? One second. What is Big IP? You have must heard about Big IP if you are attending any interview. Yeah, in F5 as well, they mention Big IP. What is Big IP?
It might be a client, I think so. It might be a client that can be used for connecting your F5 network, and then you can access backend services.
Okay.
So big IP, it is a terminology in F5 they are using for.
No, F5, as I mentioned, F5 is a company. So they
Mhm.
have different platform. They have different they work on different technology. So Big IP is a platform, and LTM, GTM, ASM, APM are the module. Okay. I'll and like you can understand like if you have mobile phone, so mobile phone is kind of platform, and within a mobile phone we use different application. So within a same hardware we can do the licensing. Let's suppose we can run LTM GTM together, LTM ASM together. So platform name is this platform name it's called a big IP. Okay, and FIP is a vendor name. Allow me a second only. My lab is not working. Server is not getting started, so I am starting my second lab. Then we'll start. Meanwhile, do you guys have any question? You can ask me if you have.
So you are running your lab in GNS or which platform is
GNS,
that?
GNS. It's EVNG. It's not GNS.
Event.
Eve NG, Eve NG.
EVNG. Okay. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's freeware available to everyone, is it?
No. So I'll help you to build lab in your lab. If you need from my side, it's license basis. So I have to purchase license.
Okay.
So you guys have to pay that license price. License is costly, bit costly. That's why I always advise
You
to
are using a trial license, you are using a permanent license. What exactly you
I
are
I
using?
I have both the license.
No, no, no. We are which license we are using? You will provide or what?
So which license you are talking? F5 LTM license?
No, no. Five LTM is
That
not only five. If you put the license, license will be supporting for LTM, GTM, ASM all. This is
Yeah,
only feature. LTM, GTM is a feature.
yeah,
If
correct.
you so, I'm asking, you will provide from your organization will provide license or what?
Lab license F5 LTM
I'm
GTM lab.
asking. Yes, I'm asking lab license.
Lab license in this course price we are not including lab. If you want lab that will cost you 3K. In 3K I'll provide the license of the I'll give you the URL and
Mm-hmm.
through URL you can access the lab. Okay.
Okay, but it's a licensed lab.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, because if you are committing, but without license, nothing you can do anything on LTM. No, any features you can enable without license.
That I'm already aware, bro. So even in last class I have you gone through my video?
No, no, no. I don't have your videos.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'll share with you. So
Video is not required. Just I'm asking you on live
so
sessions.
So what we do, we get license from the F5. We can require the licenses. One license is valid for the 30 days, and after
Nothing.
that,
FI will not provide any license. Have you checked on portal?
uh, even in last class also, I
No, no.
requested.
I am currently asking last 2 and 3 days. Never will provide the trial license from the F5.
I have already trial license, and using your organization email, you can request for the license. Okay.
Never will provide the organization's license, organization email, personal email, whatever you want. Have
What's your
you?
name, bro? Have you? What's your name,
My
bro?
name is Umesh.
Umesh. Yeah. So I'll show you how we get that. Uh,
I know everything. How we can that? I have tried approx
okay. If you
five
know, if
organization email
if
license, but never will provide. That's why I'm clearly asking you.
Asking at, are you asking me or telling me? If you are asking, I'm telling you we can get the license from F5. There is a method. If you follow the method, you can get that license.
Yes,
Balakrishna,
you can show me. Let me check. I have all the process I have followed, but you can show me what
if you
you are
know,
saying.
yeah. First, rename yourself. Oh, your F5 trial license. So you need to go to the F5 product trial license. Here, even in last class, I explained the steps. You guys need to register here. I have already registered, so I no need to uh, register it again. And I have followed the step. I have explained the step. What is the steps to register that? I'll go to the login since I have already registered.
okay, so can we continue on class because means if
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Well, I'll take all. I only take 2 minutes. After that, we'll continue with class. It will share.
Varun, that IT skill path, right? PATH, just verify it.
Okay, okay, okay. Typo. IT skill path. PATH. Even in last class, I have requested, and that is on January 24, and we have got this many license. So if you are not very much sure, so don't tell confidently ki I have requested and I am not getting it. Might be you are following wrong step. And I have requested, I think, hundreds of time, and every time I get the license. So this will trigger one OTP
No
on
need
our
to
email
put
ID. I'll show you how we do that. And using that license only, we have admin big IP @123 root. I have to 646.249 646.249. So we have here option trial license. If you go to the trial license section, so every time you will request, you will get license for the 30 days. So you'll get 30 days 2 license. Here you can see that from one ID I have requested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time I requested for 24th of January during last class. That is active and this has been expired. Okay. So every time you get 6 license. And 2 is valid for the F5 LTM and rest are the for the big IQ and other module. Clear to everyone?
Yeah, Varun.
Umesh,
Yes, yes, it is clear to us.
what
Okay,
about?
I'm trying once again.
Clear.
So if you are still trying and you don't know the process, so don't confidently say I know and F5 is not providing. It do provide. You have to earlier it was providing through Gmail ID, but now you can use your organization email. Okay, let's start the session. In last class, what I have done, I have covered the what are the use of F5 LTM, before LTM, how we are doing the load balancing, and after that I requested for the license, how we can request for the license and how we can do the license of the device. Without license, we won't be able to perform any single task on F5 LTM. When we request, we get 2 license for 30 days, and using that license, we can do the lab for the 60 days. Once expire, you can re-request and again you will get the 2 license for the next 60 days. Okay, that is the process. If you guys any facing Somu, Bala, have you guys requested for the license already?
Still no, didn't done.
Today
Please
we
do
are
that.
trying.
Please do that. If any issue, you can ping me.
Yes.
I'll help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure,
Because
Okay.
Varun.
from next class, I will help you to build lab only, lab also because lab is important. So in last class, what we did, I'll explain this lab. This is my client. Client machine is 15.1.1.1.10. And using this client machine, I have created one here one URL www.abc.com and my app 11.1.1.100. When this client was initiating traffic, it will land here and it will do the load balancing between the these two server. Okay, that we have already seen, and we have seen how we do the basic configuration. In basic configuration, how to change the management IP, how to assign the self IP, how we do the change the password and all. Correct. So what is self IP? What is self IP? Anyone? Somu, you are the part of the last class. Balakrishna. I'll access my F5 through this. This is my management PC. Using this PC, I can access the lab. Means I can take the access of my F5 devices. If I want to see the my management IP, what is the command to see that? Anyone?
192.168.0.245, right?
That is IP. If you can remember, That is the default IP. I want to see the management IP through command. How I can see that? Here is my.
IP special.
Uh, there were two methods I explained already. One command is if config, since it's
If config.
developed on Linux machine, so we can see our management IP. We are getting from 10.0.3.50. Why we are getting this IP? Because
This one is configured, right?
yeah, this is configured through enable DHCP, and DHCP rack we have IP 10.0.0.0/8. That's why we are getting this IP. Okay. Now I got the IP. There are two commands to see that. If you want to go to the TMSS cell, from here, if you want to see the IP list, system, management, IP. IP of this, you can see from this command also, you can get the management IP 10.0.3.50. So I'll using management IP, I'll log in that device. HTTPS 10.0.3.50. Admin big IP at the rate 123, which is the new password. And here you can see that license is active. Earlier it was saying no license, correct? In last class we did the licensing of the server. In initial configuration, what we have done, I'll quickly recap. First we created the VLAN. Within a VLAN we call the interface. I have configured VLAN as well. So there are what is the first I'll explain the how we do the initial configuration. In initial configuration, anyone already working on F5 LTM aware about self IP? Yeah, what is VLAN trunk in the self big IP platform? Anyone? Any of you aware about what is self IP? Somu, you were part of the last class. Bala,
You are talking about the virtual IP?
self IP, self IP.
Self IP, I'm not sure, but because when I was working for Barakuda ADC, they called it as a virtual IP, and there should be a
Virtual IP
backend.
different. Virtual IP is the VIP IP. When we create a map some application, that time we map the. I'm talking about initial configuration where we assign the IP to the interfaces. So let's suppose in you are working in
Yeah,
try to assign IP to
it
the
might
router.
be the
How we?
management IP. It might be the management
No,
IP.
it's not
So
management IP. Uh, if you want to assign IP to any router, how we can do that?
for
Router or firewall. We
it,
directly call the like interface G0 by 0 and assign the IP, correct?
Yes.
But in F5, there is a different method, and first we have to create the VLAN, correct? And
Yes.
within that VLAN, we create the, let me open that diagram. I'm looking for it. First, what we do? First, we create the VLAN, and within that VLAN, we call the interface. Let's suppose this is my physical interface 1.1 and 1.2. What we have done, let's suppose there are two interfaces. So I created internal VLAN, yeah, any other VLAN. Within that VLAN, I'll call the any of the interface like 1.1 I call here. And that VLAN I assign the IP that is called self IP. Self IP is the nothing but IP of the interface, but we don't assign IP directly to the interface. We assign IP to the VLAN. So IP of the VLAN is called self IP in the F5. Okay, clear to everyone?
yeah, well, wrong.
So directly we don't assign the IP. So even in today class, I'll show you
Sir,
how we.
repeat once again that one. Repeat once again that one.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
okay.
going to show you. I'll delete that because this is something new. I have not covered how we create VLAN. So I'll show you in the lab as well. So we have physical interfaces. I'll go to the F5 and I'll show you how many physical interfaces we have. These are the interface, and as of now we have three interface: 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3, correct? 1.1 is connected to our LAN networks where server is placed, and 1.2 is connected to my internet router. Okay, so here you'll see we don't have option to directly configure the IP of that interface. So what we do, we go to the VLAN. I'll repeat it again. I'm going to delete this thing. I'm going to repeat it again. Okay, and I'll show you how we do that. I'll go to the self IP and I'll delete self IP as well. I'll go to the that is done, yeah. Then I'll delete the VLAN as well. So how we assign the IP to the interface? So what is the self IP? So if you are attending any interview related to F5, they are going to ask what is the self IP. Uh, I have created VLAN group, so I have to create first VLAN group. I'll cover this part again. Then I'll go to the VLAN. So this is 1/2 is connected to my external network. So let's suppose I'm giving the name of this internal. Without VLAN, we can't assign the IP in the F5 LTM. So we have to define the VLAN. So let's suppose first I'll create the external VLAN. Okay, I'll go to the VLAN. Here I'll create the external VLAN. External VLAN is connected to 1/2. 1/2 I'll select here and I'll select the untagged. So what is tag and untag? Anyone aware about it?
Tag means access, and tag means trunk, right?
म्हणजे group of interface, for example, 1/1 and 1/2 having an outside facing, so we can consider it's
No.
untrusted. Or
Tagging means we are tagging a specific VLAN to that interface. Untag means we are not tagging. So after this, I'll show you
okay,
on tag as well.
okay,
And
means
for
VLAN
I'll
tagging.
yes VLAN tagging. So I
Okay.
think anyone worked on Avaya, Aruba, yeah, HP switches.
Actually, the tagged, it's actually collect, it actually give the information about the VLAN actually. When untagged,
Yes,
it will not actually give the information of VLAN and it will not share the information of VLAN. With untagged, it will give what is the VLAN that traffic is
yeah, correct.
crossing.
Which yes, we have to specify the VLAN. Then only that VLAN is allowed on that interface. It's kind of tagging trunk port. So here you'll see within that we have created two VLAN. 1 second, allow 1 minute. My maid is on gate, so let me open my gate. I'll be back in 10 seconds. I'm back. So this is the I have created two VLAN, internal VLAN, external VLAN. Within the external VLAN, I called 1.1, 1.2, and internal VLAN 1.1. And what is this 1.1 and 1.2? Why interface is not like 1, 2, 3, 4? Why 1.1 and 1.2?
Because you
It
have assigned with the VLAN, so the
No,
interface
it's
name.
not a VLAN. Even you'll go to the directly, he will see we have numbering like 1.1,
it's
1.2,
sub
1.3.
interface in that
No,
physical
it's not
interface.
servant. Let me allow me to.
Okay.
So F5, many of the VPN chassis, yeah, VLSS chassis come with multiple module. So we can insert different module, correct? In within a F5, it come as chassis, so we can insert different module. So 1.1 means module 1, interface 1. This is the interface 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the module 1, 2, 3, 4. First one denote the module and second one denote the interfaces. So let's suppose I am talking about this interface, so it will call as a 2.1. If I'll talk about this interface, it will call as 3.2. So my third module, second interface. Clear? Clear
Yeah.
to everyone?
Yeah, it's
So
clear.
yeah. So that 1.1 means first module, first interface. So it's we are using V. So in V we don't have module. We have only one dot interface. If you'll purchase hardware as well, like I series, AR series, it's not a chassis based module. So where you'll get only this type of interfaces. But in Viprion chassis, yeah, BLOS chassis, there are multiple module. We have option to insert module. So that's why we denote like this only. Okay, now I'll go to the now I have created VLAN. Within a VLAN, I want to assign the IP. So we'll go to the self IP, and if we'll self IP will go here. Here you need to call the VLAN. We don't have option to call the interface, so we can call here VLAN. So let's suppose I want to assign the IP to the 1.2, so I don't have option directly to assign IP 1.2. So we'll call the external VLAN, and within external VLAN, what interface I have called 1.2. So means indirectly I'm assigning IP to the 1.2 interface. Clear? Clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll assign the IP. Please do acknowledge external IP, and I can give the IP. So what we have decided, IP of the external interface is 11.1.1.2. 11.1.1.2. Net mask is 255.255.255.0. What is the port lockdown? I'll cover it later. We allow the services on the interface. So I'll explain probably next class tomorrow. Then we have internal VLAN IP. For internal VLAN, I'll call the no need to change. Internal we have IP 192.168.1.1. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.2. So I have created two VLAN. One is internal and one is external. And here you will see we have assigned IP to the VLAN. I will click on the VLAN. Within a VLAN, you will see we have called the interface. So in F5, we don't directly assign the IP to the physical interface. Physical interface we call within a VLAN, and we assign the IP to that VLAN, and that is called self IP address. So self IP address is nothing but the IP of the VLAN, and within a VLAN we call the interface. Clear? That is the basic configuration. Now we'll go to the next topic, how we create the virtual server. In virtual server, I have already called. I'll reset it. Enable. So, so, so in this class, I'll show you how we configured on router, how we configured on switches as well. So I'll cover this part as well. So we don't have VLAN as of now. It should come up if I'll come here. I'll go to the pool. I have already created ABC pool, and within ABC pool we have two member 192.168.1.10 and 190.168 1.11. Server 1, this router is working as a server 1. This router will work as a server 2, and from this I'll initiate the connection from the internet PC. I'll go to the server 1. I'll configure the server 1. Enable 12345. So IP interface brief. We have already I assigned the IP. So IP route 0. Yeah. It will try to ping 192.168.1.1. Okay, 1.1. What IP I have assigned? I'll go to the self IP. Here I have called external VLAN only. That's why it's not working. In internal, I need to call internal VLAN. Correct? Internal VLAN I have called the internal IP, that is 1.1. So if you made any mistake during lab, it will not work. Okay. So now if I'll selected correct VLAN, it should come up now. Yeah, it's appearing in green. And I'll show you what is the pool and pool member. I'll create once again. So as of now, within that pool, I have called two server one, that IP of that server 192.168.1.10. Second server IP is 192.168.1.11. And these are the two server, and this server I have enabled the HTTP services. So I'll go to the internet, and also this router, my internet router is also working as a DNS server. I have mapped DNS here. So when you will try to do www.abc.com, it will resolve to IP 11.1.1.100. Okay, I'll change the color. .100. Okay. Now we'll go to the PC. What is the now question to all of you? Let's suppose we have one PC and I'll try to access some website. Let's suppose I type www.abc.com. What would be the first flow? What would be the first step?
Resolve the DNS first.
First will the
To get
DNS
IP
query.
of-
Yes, and after that, perfect.
It will hit its public IP address.
Depends it's which IP it's resolving.
Yes.
IP.
No, the first step it actually try to find out it try to resolve using the host records. Like if there is any host records,
So
it will
I'm
be
I'm
there.
I'm I'm not talking about DNS flow. Yeah, correct. If for DNS flow, if you'll check, it's first go to the host record, then cache, then DNS local DNS, then root, then a top level daemon, then server. So our agenda is to understand the packet. We are not going to discuss DNS in detail. Okay. We have, if you want to learn DNS and all, we have topic GTM. It's work on DNS only. So we'll see it later. Here you will see I have given the DNS is 15.1.1, and if you'll try to do www.abc.com, it will resolve the IP to the 11.1.1.100. I'll come here, I'll type to www.abc.com, and password of that server is server 2, first landed to server 1, and server 2 means it's perfectly getting load balance between server 2 and server 1. Okay, now we'll server 2. So it's getting load balance means IP of this server is private IP. I'm hitting on VIP and getting load balance between the server 1 and server 2. What is the packet flow in F5? How packet flows in F5? Anyone aware about it? Most of you guys already working. Someone is working on ASM and all.
It's actually first hit on the load balancer, which is LTM, and
Mhm.
so if it's identify the packet, like based on the algorithms you have configured, like it should be
Okay, okay.
round robin, least
So
connection,
I'm not
or
going
it's
to, yeah, okay, okay, fine. Perfect. So I'm not going to repeat what is pool member node. Please go through the my previous class recording. I'll share with you all who have joined first time. So how packet flowed, client from internet initiate the traffic. It's come to the virtual server. Our virtual server IP is in this scenario 11.1.1.100 and plus port is 80. Okay. First packet will land to the virtual server. Within virtual server, we have pool. Okay. Pool, we call the pool members. Within pool, let's suppose we have pool, ABC pool. And within the pool, we have some backend server that is called pool member. And we have two members, server 1, 192.168.1.10, server 1, and server 2 IP is 192.168.1.11. Okay, both are working on port 80. Both are working on port 80. Okay, So client will lead to the virtual server. Within a virtual server, we have pool. On pool, we have applied some health monitor. So we need to monitor the backend server status. For health monitor, we have separate topic. And after that health monitor, we have also applied load balancing algorithm. So based on the load balancing algorithm, it choose the one of the server and it initiate the connection to that server. So we are not directly accessing or exposing our backend server. On this diagram, you can see that. Let's suppose you consider IP of the our VP is
वो होने
11.
दो, वो ऐसे नहीं होने दो, नहीं तो आपका वो पूरा ये ऐसे हो सकता है.
Sivraj, can you please mute
Yeah,
yourself?
yes, yes,
If
yes.
you, no worry, no sorry. If you are not asking something, please keep yourself on mute. Only when you are asking question, that time you can unmute. So in current scenario, you will see our VIP IP is 11.1.1.100 and our backend server IP is 192.168.1.10.11.12.13. Okay. So client will initiate connection. It will come to the, it will type www.abc.com and it will get IP 11.1.1.100. Why will it will get IP 11.1.1.100 only? Because once we create any URL application, we do the DNS mapping, public DNS. There are some separate entity. They do the DNS mapping, and so after that you will get the DNS IP. And what is the next step? After getting DNS, let's suppose this is the client trying to access www.abc.com. He got the IP. What is the and got the IP? Let's suppose 11.1.1.100. Client machine IP I'll consider is a client is this user machine. I'll take a public IP of this machine 15.1.1.10. What is the next step, Sridhar?
It do the netting.
Netting and all will not go in detail. What is the net process and all? I'm all
Okay.
that's why I'm already giving the public IP. Let's suppose in my PC as of now it's a private IP through my ISP provider. I will get the public IP through netting. Okay, so that is the
Correct.
separate process. So I got the I'm already mentioning I got the public IP.
Mhm.
Netting part is bit. What is the next step? How packet
It
travels in the
it will traverse based on the routing to reach the destination IP.
That's fine, but how packet? What would be the packet?
It
What is
will
the
be
next step?
it will
So
be reached to
after
the global
reaching
DNS
So I open
publication.
uh,
after
global
reaching
the
into the F5, after reaching to the virtual IP, the
no, let
virtual
me
IP will
explain what I'm
find.
asking. I open my browser. I type www.abc.com. There is some DNS process we have already discussed. First step is always DNS. Okay, DNS is backbone of the internet. Without DNS, nothing will work. So we got the IP. What is the role of DNS? To resolve name to IP, FQDN to IP. I
Correct.
got the public IP, correct?
Yes.
Now what is the next step?
And that public IP is the IP of the virtual server, right?
Yes.
Yes, that is
Okay.
virtual IP, what he is telling. So that IP it will hit it, and then we have assigned the members, right?
No,
The
no,
pool
hit. I'll
members.
not go to directly hitting the, that is the different flow. How packet travels? I want to understand. So are you guys aware about TCP three-way handshake?
Yes,
What is this?
Creating a
it can
session
be.
between the source and
Sync
destination,
and
right?
acknowledgement will be happen between client and the virtual server.
So Pradeep, can you help me to what is the first packet?
First packet will be the SYN packet.
Help me
Sync.
to write that. What is the what all detail it contain? What is the SYN packet?
It contain like a source IP and the destination
Yes,
IP
perfect.
as well as a port
That's what
number.
I'm asking. So whenever you are doing the TCP connection, so TCP three-way handshake will be initiated. So until unless you will not understand TCP three-way handshake completely, you won't be able to troubleshoot in F5 or any other organization because it's a very important to troubleshoot. Let's suppose you got an issue like my any application XYZ not up working. How will you troubleshoot? You will take a capture, correct? And you are seeing scene packet is reaching, F5 is responding, it's scene act. and there is no ACK packet. So then you can conclude like a asymmetric routing. So that would be too advanced for the first year, second class. I'll cover this later. I'll cover all kind of scenario which we get on the production on day-to-day basis. Okay. Even we had 2-3 days back P1 and P1 P2 get usually. So I'll also tell the story what was the issue, how we identify, how we concluded it's a F5. Yeah, if it is not F5, how we convince application team it's a not F5, something else. So how we do that? That we need to understand. So what would be the first packet? Scene packet. In scene packet, I'll not go to the much detail in scene packet. Please go through the TCP3 event check. Can everyone note that? In next class, I will ask TCP3 event check. If you guys claiming yourself to be a network engineer and network security engineer, TCP3 handshake is very, very important. Without that, you won't be able to understand the packet and flow as well. So what is the source IP? 15.1.1.10. Correct? Source port. What is the source port?
That will be the random port, right?
Yeah, source port is always random. So let's suppose I'll take a random port is 49123. Destination IP is VIP IP 11.1.1.100, and destination port is.
It may be 80 or 443, I believe.
So first, our browser is
440.
designed to,
440.
whenever you initiate a traffic on any URL, first it initiate on the port 80. Okay. After that, some redirection happen. So once I will be covering SSL, and I rule, I will show you how we do the redirection. So our browser is designed, if you'll initiate any connection, it always initiate on the port 80 only, until unless you specifically put HTTPS on front of it. Let's suppose you simply typing google.com. So first it initiate packet on the port 80. In backend there is some redirection happen. For redirection we have separate process. Even I'll type here HTTPS specifically on any website like www.google.com. It's redirect to the HTTPS because HTTP communication is not allowed. If you'll go here, you will see it's automatically added HTTPS. How it happened? Through iRule we achieved that in F5. I'll cover that topic. So where I was.
I believe iRule is a very much important in F5.
Yeah, you guys can say that. iRule is important. So here you can see that source IP is. Let me write in the black. 15.1.1.10. What is the next step? It will go to the gateway, correct? It will reach here. This router knows where to send the traffic. It will come to the F5. F5 will see like 11.1.1.100 having pool is ABC pool, correct? ABC pool has some load balancing algorithm. Based on the load balancing, it will choose the one of the server, correct? Let's suppose you choose the server one. Server on IP is 192.168.1.10. So packet will come here as 190 15.1.1.1.10. Source port is 449.123. Destination IP is 11.1.1.1.100. Destination port is 80. And what it will do, it will change the. Now F5 will initiate backend connection. So what we will do, source is remain same. There are two options. We will cover SNET and AutoMap. That time I'll discuss what is the SNET and AutoMap. But you guys need to understand. Let's suppose source is remain same 15.1.1.10 and source port is 49123 and destination is IP of the server 192.168.1.10 and destination port is port 80. This was the scene packet. Yeah, you can set the request packet. This is called scene packet. And after that, next packet would be the scene plus ACK. Scene plus ACK means server will first acknowledge that first packet and after it will send its own scene packet, correct? That is called scene plus ACK. So if you in F5, if I'll take a capture in F5 CLI, scene is denoted as a S Acknowledgement packet is denoted as a dot only. So SYN plus ACK would be the S dot, means SYN and ACK. So SYN pack and ACK packet denoted like this. So this server will respond with SYN plus ACK. What would be the source IP while respond? What is the source IP while
Source
the
will be
server
that
is?
192,
Server
right?
IP will be the source IP.
Yes, perfect. 192.168. It will reverse, correct? 1.10 and source port is Pradeep, don't write on screen. Source port is 80 and destination is this 15.1.1.10. Destination port is again that interface 49123 and it will go like F5. F5 will again change the IP to the original IP that was 11.1. And respond with SYN plus ACK. So there is two kind of flow is happening. Okay, that's how traffic flow. Now we need to understand how packet flow in the F5 that I explained already. Full proxy architecture. What is full proxy?
I had one more like query.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Palo Alto, we have a panorama to manage the multiple sites.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So anything in F5 as well can we manage like a centrally?
Yeah, it's a big IQ. So through big IQ, we can manage that.
So are you going to cover the big IQ as well or only
No,
LTM?
that is not LTM only. So even in it's not very much popular than Panorama. Even in our organization, in most of the organization, we will not see the big IQ. But from 2030, F5 will mandate this. Now it's giving license in free. So I'll explain what is the use of. I'll give you the overview. First, we'll understand the how packet flows in the F5. So F5 is a full proxy architecture, and what is the full proxy architecture? I have already covered. I'm going to cover it again. I'll take a capture and I'll explain you. Okay. So what is full proxy architecture, Somo?
Each and every packet will be proxied, means so it acts like an inline. So whenever the user is accessing application, the traffic will not directly hit to the backend servers, and it actually pass through the F5.
That is a reverse proxy. Use of reverse proxy. The reverse proxy kind of man in middle. So we directly don't initiate connection to a server. We send to the proxy, and on the behalf of user, proxy
Yes.
will go to the backend. That is the
Anything, like, so it should be reverse proxy or it should be a forward proxy. When we say forward
yeah,
proxy,
yeah, yeah.
the traffic is initiating from the internal side and it will go outside. And here it acts like a mediator. The F5 will act like a mediator, and then it will enforce that, like whether to allow to access or not. That can be doable using any proxy solution. But F5, it's a load balancer solution. It acts like a reverse proxy. That reverse proxy in the sense, whenever the user is accessing application from outside to insider, the F5 will act like a reverse proxy. So
Yeah, perfect.
whether
So F5 is a general until unless I'll cover that. What is a reverse proxy? F5 act as a full proxy by default. If you are using virtual server type is standard. So what is the virtual server type? I'll cover later.
So you
And
mean
load balancer
default
and load.
behavior of F5 is the full proxy or
Yeah. So whenever you create a VIP, so we have option here.
so can you tell me what is the main difference between the full proxy
I'll
and
cover. That
reverse
would be
proxy,
to.
half proxy?
I have covered. Have you gone through my previous video, bro?
No, I haven't found
Please
that.
go through it. So few of the people have already attended live session. So that's why I'm not covering it again and again. So go through it. If you have doubt, we can discuss in tomorrow. That's why I have shared with you in advance. So whenever we create a virtual server type, here type of the type by default is standard. We can select that different option we have. So what are the type it will cover? I'll cover later. We are understanding full proxy architecture. What is full proxy architecture?
I create
F5.
a two separate connection between the client to F5 and the F5 to server.
Yes.
Client to
So
F5 is
F5
encrypted, and
not
F5
not
to
not that is separate. You only need
okay.
to understand it only maintain two separate connection. Whatever you were telling that is use case of the full proxy architecture. It's not a definition. So full proxy architecture, whenever client, let's suppose this is the user, a client who, what is the, if I'm saying client means actual user trying to initiate some server. So we have one application www.abc.com. Okay, IP of that server is 11.1.1.100. Okay, so whenever this client was, and I'll take an example of my actual lab. So IP of this user is 15.1.1.10. So when this user will initiate any connection to www.abc.com, F5 will terminate that session, and there is two time three-way handshake happen. The client will send the SYN packet to the F5. F5 will respond the SYN plus ACK, then ACK packet, and when this connection is established, that is called front end. Okay, front end, yeah, client side. Okay, after that one handshake will be completed in front end. F5 load balancer will choose one of the backend server. Let's suppose it chooses the server 1 and IP of that server is 192.168.1.10. So F5 will initiate again three-way handshake, SYN plus ACK, and that is called backend connection. Backend means we are there is with actual server, that is called server side as well, because in backend we have server connected. So two times is handshake happening. There is two separate connection is created for one communication. That's why it's called full proxy architecture. Now use case of that is, what is the benefit of that full proxy architecture? When client is sending application data, F5 can modify that traffic and send to the backend server. Let's suppose here we are sending encrypted data in 443. We can do the SSL uploading, and in plain text on port 80 or any other custom port 8080, whatever you have configured, means we can decrypt and send to the plain text communication to the backend server. If client is sending compressed data, we can uncompress, decompress and send to the backend server. This is the benefit of full proxy architecture. So full proxy architecture maintain two separate connections to understand the complete behavior of the application. It can examine request and response, both we can examine. Since it's maintaining two separate connections, we can easily examine the request and response. Clear to everyone? It's a very important. If you are troubleshooting, if you are in interview, you will definitely, it will interviewer will ask you what is the full proxy architecture. Balakrishna, Somu, it's clear to all of you guys?
Yeah, it's clear for me.
Yeah, Varun.
Yeah. So it maintain two separate connection. One second. I'll go to that slide how it do the, and after that I'm going to show you in the lab as well. I have already covered this part. Please go through it. So that's I have also explained in last class. So client, big IP, LTM and pool member, there are three entity. Client is user trying to initiate a connection. Big IP is kind of VIP IP you can consider. First connection will come to the big IP, and there is a pool member. So there is SYN plus ACK, and ACK happens front end. That is client send a SYN request to LTM VIP. A standard VIP. That's why it's under virtual type is a standard. In a standard only, it's work as a full proxy architecture. That is default behavior. If you want to change that behavior, we can change that option as well. We can customize that as well, but that will come later. LTM sends SYN plus ACK, and then client will acknowledge that. And after that, F5 will choose the pool member, and F5 will initiate SYN packet, SYN plus ACK and ACK. So then data will be exchanged. That is two separate connection it maintain. Now, if I'll go here, clear to everyone? Any doubt in full proxy architecture? That is very important. If you will not understand full proxy architecture, it will difficult for you to troubleshoot any scenario. Now I'm
And
going to
one more scenario is like if any developer team is doing some stuff on the backend server, like they want to go to the internet directly from the server. So how can they achieve if the two connection is forming like from
That is
client to
different solution. It will come later. That is I'll cover in next class probably single arm deployment. So I'll
okay,
cover
okay.
how
That
we
is
can change the
different.
gateway and all. I'll
Mhm.
cover that part as well.
Okay, okay.
What is this TMOS meaning? TMOS
Traffic
architecture.
traffic management operating system. It's operating system of F5.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
In like in Palo Alto PAN-OS, in FortiGate 40S, in Cisco iOS.
Right. Yeah.
Similarly, we have TMOS. Now F5 has launched one more OS, F5 OS. Okay, so we'll cover that detail as well. So now I'm going to show TCP dump. TCP dump is separate topic. I'll cover that. You guys need to understand what is TCP dump. If you are aware about it, it's kind of a tool through that we can capture the packet analyze. So we have two options. We can save it and analyze in WireSAR. Yeah, you can see it on your screen as well. TCP dump -ni means I don't want name resolution, I means interface, and I want to capture on both the interfaces. I have taken a 0.0. P means peer side as well, means front end and back end, and host. On which host I want to take capture 11.1.1.100. Okay.
No, can you explain once again? TCP dump mine.
TCP dump, I'll that would be advanced for the first class. It has separate topic. I'll cover. Okay.
That is
No
fine.
worry.
No, no. Can you
No
explain
worry.
that command only? Those just we enter.
TCP
TCP.
dump is
Okay.
the an
What
NI.
does mean NI?
I means interface, N
And
means name resolution. I don't want name resolution. Okay, else it will try to. Even you can remove the N. There is no impact. Means in if you are doing capture in the production, what it will do for every IP, it will try to resolve to a name, because in production, yeah, in real scenario, every IP mapped with some FQDN. So as a network engineer, as a network security engineer, we only want to see the IP instead of name. Correct? That's why we put the name. Means I don't want name resolution. So for TCP dump, we have separate topic. I'll cover that. Even I'll take like this as well. I don't want here. I have not done any kind of netting. Sorry, DNS mapping. So that is not needed. So in both way, I can take a capture. Now I'll go to the client machine. This machine. I'll initiate a connection www.abc.com. I got the screen. I'll come here and stop that. Okay. What is the client machine IP? IP of the client machine 15.1.1.10. Correct. This is my client machine. I'll show you. This is client on my internet, and I'll exit IP config. IP of the this machine is 15.1.1.10. This user has initiated connection 15.1.1.10, and it's landed to the my virtual server. Okay, that is SYN packet S flag. Okay, after that it's makes that 68 1.1 is okay. I'll do one thing. I have taken some classes in this lab. That's why I have included SNet and all. I'll remove the SNet as of now. I'll go here.
One more thing, like can one virtual server can be part of two different pool member? Is it possible in
One
real
virtual part of the two
one
different
virtual
pool.
server, two different pool member?
Your question is wrong, bro.
No, no. Suppose in banking there are two different server.
Mm-hmm.
So if client is saying like I want only one virtual server for both that pool member, is it possible?
Your question is wrong. It's not correct. I'll let me first explain this full proxy architecture, then I'll take your question. Okay. If you want to clear your screen, you can type Control L, and now I'll start again, and I'll come to this one. I'll go to the incognito. I don't want any. I want to initiate some exist fresh connection. I'll come to here and I'll close this. This packet as from a previous connection we just now disconnected. Now we'll see from here. What is the client as machine IP 15.1.1.10? It send the traffic to the virtual server. VIP IP is 11.1.1.100. Correct? Everyone with me? Hello.
Yeah, yes, it's correct.
And scene, and after that VIP is responding with scene plus egg. I have
Same
already
plus all.
explained. Correct? 15.1.110. Then a client will acknowledge it. Again, this is the I have opened two separate connection, that was the from there. And now F5 will initiate on connection with backend server. So
So,
as of now, I am not using SNet and AutoMap. I am not doing any kind of translation. So F5 only initiating the connection to the backend server using the client original IP. So what is SNet and AutoMap? I'll cover it later. You guys only need to understand F5 connected initiated one more connection in backend, seen packet to the one of the pool member, that is port 80, and pool member 192.168.1.10 IP is the server IP. Correct? My server IP. It will go here. This is the IP of my server, and server is responded with SYN plus ACK, and F5 will acknowledge it. Means there are two time three-way handshake is happening. One is in front end and one is in back end. That is called full proxy architecture. Clear to everyone? Any doubt you can ask. That is very, very important. If full proxy architecture is not clear, you won't be able to troubleshoot. TMSH. Oh, I was typing wrong command. So system connection. In backend, we have routed, so it doesn't hold connection for the long period, but you can see that. I'll go here again.
So in full proxy architecture, it maintains two separate connection and two times three-way handshake happens.
Yes, in every connection, two times three handshake is happening, and here you'll see that 15.1.1.10 and maintaining two separate connection. 15.1.1 to the client, and client is initiating to the F5 initiating to the one of the backend server. Okay, now I'll create one more pool and I'll do the configuration from beginning. Again, how we create pool member and server. Before anyone having any question, Pradeep have one question. Can you tell me, Pradeep?
Hello. Yes. My question was
Hmm.
like you have created one virtual server, right?
Yes,
Now the-
11.1.1.100, correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it possible like two different server can be reachable from the one virtual server, like two backends different server? They want to map two different server to the one virtual server. Is it possible?
First, you need to understand we don't map directly backend server to the we call the pool. Correct? Within a pool, it contain pool member. Okay. So one
Okay.
pool can be part of the many of the backend server, the virtual server. There is no such limitation. Let's suppose I am going to create here. I'll going to now I'll take two more server. I got your query. I'll explain. Next scenario is the same server. Let's suppose three. And IP of the server three is 192.168.1 dot. Let's suppose 12.
12 is already there. Take
12
different.
is there, 10, 12. I think it's 11, it's not 12. I'll take it 13. Yeah, I'll take it 20. If it's already that way by the configuration computer. This is the IP of the server is server 3 1.3 and this server is 4. Okay, and I will take IP is 21. Okay, I'll check the IP of this server. I think it's 11. It's not 12. I have done some typo. Enable password is 12345. Show IP interface brief 192.168 1.11. It's a 1.11. Now for the everyone, I want to host one more application, and that is www.xyz.com. www.xyz.com and mapped with I want to map with 11.1.1.101. Okay, how we can do that? From basic. So first what we have to create? We have to create a pool. Okay, using these two server. So I'll go to the yeah.
It is required to create separate VIP, right? For that, in that
Yes, it's
case.
a separate VIP. I'm going to create separate VIP. So how we do
So,
create?
Varun, I have one question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So default all LTM and GTM every
on this one full proxy.
Your voice is lagging. Can you come
sorry,
again?
Yeah, in every F5 like GTM, LTM, everything's working based on the full proxy or different one.
What is work of GTM?
GT is a global traffic manager. Right?
It's not. It's a DNS. So what is the work of DNS?
DNS is reserving that.
It's work of DNS is only resolve the IP. So it's not a full proxy architecture and all. It's a DNS server. So once I'll be covering GTM, and then I'll explain how does it's a DNS. So in DNS, there is no kind of three-way handshake happen either. It's a work on basically UDP 53 by default. For zone transfer, it uses the TCP 53. But by default, why we want why DNS work on UDP? Anyone?
Sorry.
Why DNS work on UDP?
UDP. So it requires fast. It should not be reliable at all.
Yes, we need fast resolution. We don't want kind of three-way handshake. In TCP, what is happening? Three-way handshake. So sometimes you don't realize, but it takes time to so if DNS will work on three-way handshake at TCP, it will be slow. So UDP is bit faster in compared to TCP, which we have studied in a CCNA and all, correct? What is the difference between TCP and UDP? If you'll see, UDP is bit faster. We get faster resolution. That's why DNS work on 53. So no DNS, GTM doesn't work on the it's don't follow the full proxy architecture. F5 LTM is the full proxy architecture. If you go to the ASM, we secure the application. It's for security. So if your application is already hosted on LTM and that application we secure through ASM, okay, for layer 7 attack, and that too is for the web-based traffic. So first it follow the full proxy architecture, then it will go to the analyze the ASM will analyze the check the policy whether it's a legitimate traffic or not. There are some different parameter, and after that it will send to the backend server and pool member. So that is the separate topic. You guys only LTM is follow the full proxy architecture. And if you are working on GTM, LTM will come in the picture. And if you are working on ASM as well, LTM will come in the picture. Okay, so LTM is base for the everyone.
Yes, one more question from my side actually. So it might be the competition question. So the competition has something called it as one arm proxy and two arm proxy. So do F5 will also support in same way like
Yes,
one arm
correct.
proxy and
Single
two
arm
arm proxy?
deployment. That's what we I told you I'll cover in next class. This is the dual arm deployment. There is two arm. One is because here is one interface for incoming traffic and that will out. So that is an example of dual arm deployment. In next, I'll cover single arm proxy, and this is called a routed mode as well. So we have that
Yes.
solution deployment mode. Even I'll cover through lab. Okay.
Sure,
So
sure.
I'll show you what is the benefit of the single arm deployment, what is the challenges, how we can overcome each and everything I'm going to cover. Okay. Now, clear everyone? I'll go to the next. Somu, clear?
Yeah, it's clear for me. Thanks.
What about you, Bala? You are not responding to call. Means you are not participating, asking any question. All good? Are you on the call?
Yeah, Varun.
Yeah. Because you have enrolled for F5 only, LTM, GTM, and WAF, and
Yeah, yeah.
you are not responding to. So clear for you?
Yeah,
Shall
it's
I
clear.
go? So now next task is host one application 11.xyz.com. We got the IP. We have done DNS mapping. That is separate part. We got I'm done through 1.101. First, I'll create the pool. Okay. I'll not going to the I'll not go in shortcut and all. I'll go to the base of in detail because while creating virtual server only we have option to create pool from here. So that I'll in later part I'll cover. First we'll create a pool. In pool let's suppose we have ABC created. I'll name of the pool after this only. So let's suppose we have XYZ applications. I'll name XYZ pool. Health monitor. What is the use of health monitor? I'll take TCP. Server name is let's suppose S3. IP of that server is 192.168.1.20. Port 80. Add. And next IP I have taken is 1.21. I'll add that too. I have added. Finish. As of now, it will appear in S3 is already showing. It's appearing. Okay. I'll S4. I'll delete this one, and that would be the S4. So same name I have taken two times. That's why it's throwing error. It will appear earlier. It's unknown, and after that, it will appear in red because I have not configured the backend server. That is expected. Why? What is the this state? I'll cover. Now I'll go to the virtual server. I'll create a virtual server for the XYZ application. XYZ virtual server. And here I'll take IP of that virtual server is 11.1.1.101. Okay. Service port is port 80. I'll take I want on HTTP. And I'll not change these things. What are the profile TCP, HTTP? I'll cover it later. Even port translation, we have option source address translation. So probably next class I'll cover that. In default pool. So answering to your question, Pradeep, we have already on existing pool ABC pool. I can call that too. So what will happen for second application also I am calling the same pool member, correct? So we can use same pool member for the other application as well. But for XYZ, we have created separate pool. If I want to change that for everyone, while creating you can select. If you want to change that anything related to pool, you have to go to the virtual server, click on virtual server. There is option resources, and here we have option default pool. So for XYZ application, we have created XYZ pool. I'll call this pool. It will appear in red. Okay, because we have not configured the virtual server. Now I'll go to the virtual server and I'll configure it quickly. Hosting is done. Now I only need to configure the virtual server. Any query?
So if we need to be deployed two application on the single server, so we need to be use the different port, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. It's possible, but right? Means
Yes,
on
it's
a
very
single
much
virtual
possible, and
server.
even in organization, we used to do that like that only.
Okay.
And these requests come from application team. So you need to understand by default what is the need of virtual server, because we want to host the application, correct?
Correct.
Who wants the it's you are a as a load balancer engineer, you don't want to host. You got a request from the application team. Application team is launching some application, correct? So they give
Yeah.
you all the detail. So on the behalf of application team, you will configure, you provision that request. So every request, every detail you can check with application team only. They will give you all the detail. So I'll cover this later how in inter
But
I'll show.
in case of that, like example, you can say in any server you have hosted multiple applications. One is
Uh-huh.
normally like HTTPS, and
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
with the specific port number.
Uh-huh.
But if there is any custom application, it is with a different port number.
Uh-huh.
In that case, it is also required to create a separate VIP, or it should be the same VIP only.
Same separate VIP for every I'll cover that too. I'll take one more use case for that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh Once I'll do the lab, it will be clear for you. I forgot that what was you doing. Yeah, 1 minute. I was assigning the IP address 192.168. I simply assigning the IP to the router. How we do that? 255.255.255.0. It's not related to. If I'm not doing configuration on F5, you guys can ignore. If you are not interested, if you are no, you can participate. Simply I'm assigning IP to the F5 interface and no cert, and I'll add route towards F5. Default route is IP route. Oh yeah. 0.0.0 0.0.0 192.168.1.1 IP HTTP server. So I'm enabling HTTP server, and to access that on internet, I need to access through enable password. Enable password is 12345. I have already taken. Do right. So I have configured the server 3. Now I'll configure the server 4. It's already configured. And 12345. So IP interface brief. This server IP has also I have taken. So I'll change the IP. Conf T interface G0 by 0. No IP address. And IP address is 192.168.1.1 1.21 255.255.255.0. IP route is 0.0.0 0.0.0 192.168.1.21 1.1 sorry. IP HTTP server.
1.1, it's an F5, is it here?
Yes, a gateway I'm giving as F5 IP HTTP server.
Means VLAN IP,
Enable,
self
yes.
IP,
Yes,
self
yes,
IP.
yes. Yes,
Okay.
correct. Do right. I'll go to my F5 and you'll see both servers should appear in green now. I'll go to the server. Yeah, it's a XYZ also. If you'll go to the XYZ pool member, server 3 is appearing in down. Server 4 came up. I'll check a server 3. This was the server 3. Do so IP interface brief. So if something is not working, what does it mean? We have done some mistake, correct? It should work. I have assigned 192.168.1.1. Do show run. Enable password. I have done. IP HTTP server. Enable password. 12345. And do ping. I'll try to check reachability 192.168.1.1 whether gateway is reachable or not. It's a reachable. It should come up now. If you go here, I'll click here. What is the mistake I'm doing? What is the properties I have taken? TCP. I'll go to the F5 CLI. I'll come here. If something is not working, so I will check the reachability, whether that server is reachable or not. Ping 192.168.1.20. It's pinging as well. If I'll try to do telnet 190. What is the use of telnet? Anyone?
That specific port is working or not. So that's
It's
understood.
showing HTTP services are not running. Connection is refusing because I have enabled the services. So IP HTTP server. Now I'll come to the F5. I'll try to do telnet. It's still refusing. So I'll wipe the connection. It's misbehaving. In lab, sometimes you face the issue. Now we can understand what is the use case of the, if let's suppose I will take current scenario in there. In this pool member, we have created one application and XYZ application. In XYZ application, I have called XYZ pool where we have added two members. One is down. So what is the benefit of it? Even one server is having issue, there won't be any impact on the application. If I'll come here and try to access 11.1.1.11, it will always land to one server. So end user will not experience any issue. Okay, that is the benefit of every time if you will initiate connection, it will always go to the server 4 because only server is active in the pool. So that is the benefit of F5 LTM as well. If one server is having issue, there is no impact on the application. Application will always work. If you will take a capture also here, you will see it is also follow the full proxy architecture. Mean I'll reconfigure it quickly. Now, if you guys have any query question, you can ask. No.
So what is the benefit of health check?
Health check, benefit of the health check. Okay, good question. Anyone would like to answer? Shomu?
Yeah, it's to check the server health like CPU and other hardware parts. If
No,
anything
no,
is
no, 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 no. It's not doesn't check the
okay.
CPU. So for health check, we have separate topic. So
We can monitor the layer of the servers like
I'll cover that. Okay. I'm going to answer. Let me first configure this. Else I'll do some mistake. Server 3 interface G0 by 0. IP address is 192.168.1.20. I think correct. IP of the server 3. I'll go to the which is down as of now. 20 correct. I'll take it at 20. 255.255.255.0. No sort. IP route 0.0.0, 0.0.0. I'm giving one default route towards F5. Then since I am using TCP, so what is the TCP and all health monitor? We have separate topic, IP HTTP server. Enable password is 12345. So I have enabled it again. It's not responding to. Let me see. Even I am enabling IPTP 12345. I'll go here. This server is some issue. I have to change this router. IP HTTP server. Do right. So in lab sometime I'm enabling HTTP services. Do so run. It's not getting enabled. Yeah, I'll do one thing. Do so run. Include HTTP. IP HTTP server is running. Have I have done some mistake here while creating? ICMP is reaching. TCP is only showing down. If when I'll go to let's suppose some server is not working, how you can check the status? Let's suppose I'm trying to add some server. So there are two way you can check the reachability. If I'm trying to ping from the F5, it's a server is reachable. Telnet, I want to see the whether that server is running on port 80 or not. It's refusing. Means connection is reaching to the that server, and it's refusing, not responding to the connection. Okay, so there are it's malfunctioning. Sometimes it happen in the lab. I'll quickly add one more server kind of router, two pieces. I'll add it two more server. Now you go the functionality. What is working? Health monitor. What is the health monitor? Okay. So through health monitor, only F5 determine what is the status of the backend server, whether backend server is capable to handle the traffic or not. But how F5 decide the how to check health monitor? So here we define the different types of health monitor. TCP, if I'm selecting TCP, so it will check whether here I have called pool member, whether that pool member is running on port 80 or not. If I'll select ping, so it will check only reachability. If I'll select HTTP, so it will check whether that server is capable to handle of HTTP traffic or not. So if it is capable, if we are getting response, so it will mark it up, else it will mark it down. We can create custom health monitor as well. So what is the custom health monitor and all? I'll cover it later, because S- health monitor is very important for F5 LTM. Through health monitor only check the status of the backend server, but we decide that what should be the health monitor, what is suitable health monitor for our application. Whether we can create some custom monitor like for application as well, we create custom monitor. Let's suppose we'll send some get request. Okay, if application team will give you the directory, I want to go to the directory. If you are getting response as 200, okay, then it mark it up, else it mark it down. So we'll see that part how we create a custom monitor. Okay, so custom monitor kind of tool. Through that it determine the check the backend server status. Okay, clear to everyone?
Yeah.
I'll go here. Here I'm going to take IP 25. Okay, I think 20 I had already assigned. That's why there is some, it's not working correct as expected. So I'll assign as a different IP. And even I'll show you if we got some requests something similar like that, how we can do that. ठीक है enable conf t host name is server 3 IP address I'll take 192.168.1.25 255.255.255.0. I have put it here extra dot.
Shit.
You didn't go to the interface.
Yeah, correct. It is not there.
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes in a hurry we forgot to select. Okay, thank you. Thanks for reminding me. No shot. IP route 0.0.0 192.168.1.1 IP HTTP server means I am enabling HTTP traffic. Okay, and for access that page we need to set the password 12345. Do right. If I'll come here, let's suppose XYZ pool. Earlier we had one pool member. As of now we have only one pool member. I want, let's suppose earlier application team had only one server in the backend. Now you got a request to add some another pool member. So how we'll do that? First you will identify the what is the VIP IP of that application, correct? How you can identify that VIP IP? By doing the NS lookup. Yeah, if application team have visibility, they can give you the VIP IP. Through you need to go to the network map. In network map you will see what is the IP of the front end, what is the IP of the back end. Here we got the IP, let's suppose 11.1.1, and within we have called XYZ pool. So you have two options. You got the name XYZ pool, you can search here. Here we have only 3 application created. In production you might get 500 600,000. We have one load balancer something 15 1600 setup, so that is difficult to identify. So you can search with pool, and you can go to the pool. Yeah, else what you can do, click on simply pool here, advanced configuration. As of now I'll apply only one health monitor, that is TCP. We have option to apply multiple health monitor on same pool. I'll cover it later. Server 3 and IP of server 3 is 1.25, which we configure 80, finish, and it should come as a green. Okay, now it is working. And if you'll come here, we'll try to initiate traffic. It should load balance between 1 2 3 4 5, server 4, 1 2 3 4 5, server 3. So it's getting load balance between server 3 and server 4. If you want to make sure how traffic flow, so if you want to take capture, you can also take a capture here. Okay, what is the command of capture?
TCP
I'll
dump.
TCP dump minus I, yeah, NI if you want to take. You don't want to name resolution. Which interface you want to take? I want to capture on both the interfaces, but that's why I've taken 0.0 means any interface. And if you'll match with 11.1.1.101, it should it should TCP dump. Okay, it's not TCP, my bad. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll come to this machine and you will see again three-way handshake, correct? So every time you initiate the connection, scene ACK 15.1.1.10, 101 here, scene ACK, and after that backend connection initiated to 1.2.21. 21 is my IP of the server, backend server, correct? So scene ACK, and after that P push means data. Data is pushing, F5 is sending the data. Okay, clear to everyone how packet flows? Any query? Now we got one question from Sridhar. Sridhar, it's your question, na? If same server is working on different port, yeah, how we can do that front end,
Correct.
correct? So see, let's suppose we have one more application. I'll create. I can give name of that application is BCD, okay? And IP of that is 101 only. Port is 80, correct? Let's suppose front end port is same. You'll come here in pool section. In pool, let's suppose I am going to create BCD pool. BCD pool. Here I'll take again health monitor as a TCP. And let's suppose server IP 80. But same port, same application can't be run. So let's suppose in backend it's running on port 8080, correct? Server one is running on 8080. Oh, sorry, this one is 21. Server IP is
21, yeah.
25. First is 25 and 21. Two server, correct?
Yes, yes.
Server 180 and 21. Finish. As of now, backend server is not running on the what error getting because we have already saved it. So it will not. I need to go to the node list. I can select the node. So we have node here 25 and port 8080 and 21 is port 8080. Okay, finish. As of now, backend server is not running on port 8080. It will appear in the green, red.
Correct.
Okay, one more thing. You have to give the front end IP is finish. So there is two use case scenario. Okay, I'll go to network map. On same VIP. Let's suppose VIP is 192. What is the VIP IP? 11.1.1.1.100. We have already configured one port. So for the application ABC, for any other application, I can't use same port for the same VIP IP. You have to change the port. So VIP is IP plus port combination. It's a listener. So for two different application, front end can't change the front end can't learn the same port. So we have already taken what could be the use case. Let's suppose here you will see means VIP IP is the same. If someone will initiate a connection with port 8080, it will go to this server. And also there is one more possibility. What I can do, I'll go here on BC. What is the pool I have created? Just BCD. Here I'm taking different IP 102. Okay, mean different application, different virtual server IP taken. But we have issue with I want same backend server, correct? So let's suppose
Okay.
in backend I can call the ABC pool. So if we'll come here, it will appear in green. So it's kind of port translation also we are doing. So we'll see our front end where it is front end BCD
BCD it is.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, my bad again. There is two which case scenario means same server you can use a different pool member, different virtual server, but you can use same backend server. Okay, for two different application. Yeah, in front end, if you want to is initiate connection on port 8080. So what it will do, if you'll go to the virtual network map,
Let's do no.
I'll go to the network map again. I'll close this existing one. 8080, correct? And now I want to access 8080 from internet. So if I'll try, I'll come here 11.1.1.102. I'll take a capture as well to show you how it works. 102 minus NN.
What is minus NN?
I don't want name resolution, else it will if you'll take here, it is resolving to HTTP port, means it's not giving port 80, it's giving the protocol name. Protocol name, correct? HTTP. So instead of HTTP, I want there should be 80 port number should be there. Then I am saying no port resolution as well. Here I don't want name to IP resolution, so it's appearing IP. So I don't want name resolution. If I'll come here and I'll try to hit enter, what will happen? Why it's not working?
Not
You'll
fixing the
see
port
here.
number, right?
It's initiating connection on port 80 and we don't have configured. 1OT is not working on port 80. It's working on what is the port number? Front end is by default F5 doesn't acknowledge the any traffic. It will deny it. So front end is
8080.
so we have to add here colon 8080.
8080.
So that's how
It will work.
work. Okay, so means front end we are sending traffic on port 8080 and but back end what will happen if will traffic reach to the load balancer it will I okay, one second, I'll let me take a capture again. So once I'll capture probably next class I'll next to next class and next class I'll explain the TCP dump so that
So one question for me. So how we can actually do the real-time labs? So we can use only EVNG or you are going to provide any labs?
so for that I'll help you to build lab on VMware workstation.
Mhm.
Okay, for VMware license and all I'll give you. Okay, and also I'll give you the image, I'll give you the steps, I'll take one session and I'll help everyone to build their lab and after that you can start using it. As I mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
this providing EVNG lab is license weight. Per license, it costs 3600. So for EVNG, we have to pay 3600 to Eve company. That is so per license. So that is for per month. Okay. So I
Okay.
don't recommend anyone to go with this one. Better you can build your own lab in your lab. Okay. I will help you. I'll give you the steps. Even license is free. I don't know who has joined initially and there is difference between asking and arguing. So you can get free license. Without license we can't do the any lab in F5 LTM. Everyone, if you are guys anyone facing issue with F5 licenses, please do ping me one to one. I'll help you to fix that. But easily by using your organization email ID you can request licenses. It's totally free and safe as well because F5 is a known brand and you are requesting for the lab purpose, learning purpose. So there is no issue at all. You can, by using your organization email ID, you can request for the trial license. We get 2 license in 1 month. Okay. And using those 2 licenses, we can do our lab for the 60 days. While using HA, for HA, we need 2 licenses at same time. I'll cover that as well, how we can do HA and all. I have licenses. By using, I'll add two F5 devices here, and I'll both the devices I'll license, and I'll do the lab. Even I'll show you in HA how we do the upgrade in a step by step manner, in like a real scenario, how we do that. So there won't be a single % difference between real time scenario in our lab. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Any other query? And tomorrow we'll connect again. Same time, which is 9:30, and this time I'll share you the invite for tomorrow. There would be new invite. Who has already enrolled? I don't want to interrupt you guys.
So,
Sorry, who has already enrolled it? Like
sorry, so I had joined today only. So how you are going to cover it from the basics, like what features it is there in that,
so
or we can.
I'll give you the in last class I have taken demo. In there
Mhm.
I have already explained. Go through that video. If you have any query before we start any class, let's suppose I'm starting tomorrow, I'll cover the doubt session, Q&A session. So if you
Yes.
have any doubt, you can ask. So I have taken demo session. So in demo session, I have only explained what is the F5, what is LTM, what is proxy, how we can request for the license. These thing I have already covered. Okay. So before we
Okay.
start, I do the Q&A session. Even if any doubt from previous class, this I'll upload on portal today, and I'll give you guys the access. Have you guys already registered on the portal? I'll share you the steps. IT skill path. Go to the IT skill path website. Here is option student login. By clicking on a student login, you can register it here by using your mail ID, name and mobile number. Okay. And once done, please, and I'll upload that video on that portal, that is lifetime accessible. You can download IT skill path mobile application from your Play Store, yeah, App Store. Okay. And I'll upload video all the there, and I'll give you the access. From tomorrow, you'll start getting videos on portal. Okay. So see you guys
Okay.
tomorrow at 9:30. Any question query, I'll cover all kind of production scenario, even if you are facing